see if we're working. Looks like we're working to me. Sweet. So, I really wanted to play some game today. Yeah, it's not happening now. Hello. I was really hoping to play some Adeptus Titanicus or some Battletech. I was going to try out Battletech on the Battletech Alpha Strike because I thought it might work pretty good. What is that? Let's see what that is. Thanks, Twitch. Yeah, so I really want to do that, but that's not going to happen today. I'm not there to do that. So we're going to take a look at some stuff. I've been 3D printing all kinds of crazy stuff, so I figure we take a look at that. Take a look at some hobby stuff. Maybe do some like news. I wanted to talk a little bit about Mantic games. Thought that might be fun. So let's start off. Let's look at the Battletech stuff and go from there. You can see I have lots of Legion here on my desk. I been working on my Wookiees. Put them up on Instagram, but in person they really don't look as dark as they do on Instagram. So working on the Wooks. This guy with his like anime run. Yeah, there he is. So this is a 3-person full Wookiee squad. So you need 3 Wookiees in a squad, and the rest of these Wooks that I'm still working on. This guy I need to like totally repaint. One of them is going to be a commander, and then the other 2 are options for the Wookiee squad. So they're going to get some paint. So I picked up this guy. He still needs a bunch of paint love, but he's like a commander droid. I picked up him. I picked up these guys, and they also still need lots of paint love, but they're like options that you can put into your droid squads. So like this one's like a little repair bot. This one's a like repair bot for human units. He's like a doctor bot. This one's like a recon droid, but I haven't touched him at all. Maybe we'll work on them today. I don't know. Starting an hour late. Not doing what I was planning on doing. But we'll still want to do something. So I'm here. Yeah. So Battletech. I've got a couple more Reynolds Rangers guys done. They're pretty cool with the red and the black and the stripes. I gotta paint the couple of details on this guy in still. And then here's his big Gatling gun buddy, or not missiles, not Gatling guns. And then he's got the little Jaguar down here that we're working on too. Painting Battletech's really fun. The mechs are just a really good time to paint. They're just like, look at this thing. This thing is like Ed 209 on crack. It's so cool. Alright, there he is in my Comstar colors. Like a badass. I love it. Just super cool. I got a couple other Comstar guys. Let's get here with this big weird shoes. And, the cannon guy. This is a Hunchback. He's got this big cannon on his arm though. It's pretty cool. And then I painted up a bunch of these, kind of like smoke. I don't really have a plan for what faction these are. I was planning on just kind of using them as like generic mercenaries. But they're painted up in a color pattern that's intended to be very reminiscent of the Ghost of Kiev, which is like a fighter jet guy who's killed a bunch of Russians. I really liked the camo on his jet when I saw it on the news. I thought it looked really cool, so I wanted some like kind of smoky, sort of night strikey looking robot. It's got a Jenner. Jenner's a cool mech. It's stupid, and I like it. Like, it's just such a weird proportion. It's really good. I got a lot of mechs I really like in here. Really, this faction I pretty much have like picked out some of my favorites for these guys. I really love the Wolfhound, Axeman, and just this guy's a little derpy, but I figure everything in this faction can't be a winner. Is this guy's awesome. I love this one. Nice sense of movement to it, and I don't know. I really like this mech. Oh, and can't not have the Blackjack. This guy's one of the best. He's literally just a walking gun turret. It's so good. I fucking love the Blackjack. I could have a Blackjack in every one of my factions. But yeah, so I got all them painted up. They all need to get top coated. I was gonna hopefully get to play today, but that's not happening now. But maybe we'll shoot for next week. Part of the reason it's not happening is all the terrain I showed off last week has been stayed really sticky, and I don't know why. So I'm trying to print some more terrain out, and I've got a bunch of 3D print stuff. I've got multiple beds here of stuff I'm going to show off in a minute, but I'm trying. I don't know how to fix it either, so I think I might basically just have to like trash it all and start over, which is a real fucking shame. But I think that might be where I am. But I've been trying to print stuff out in a bigger scale, actually, instead of shrinking it down, because I think that would be kind of cool. So I had one failed print at the beginning of the week, but this is the building I managed to save from it, and it's pretty sweet. It needs to cure a little bit. This one's still a little tacky, but it's pretty cool. It's like a neat little office building, and size-wise it's really nice, because it's like, you know, like the guys can like compared to the guys, size-wise is really nice. But this is what's been happening with my terrain, is the bottoms like puff out, and I've been trying to figure out where the fuck that comes from and what causes it. I thought it might be from me miscuring the bottoms, but that doesn't seem to be the cause. But it's like, it's really obnoxious, because then it doesn't sit flat, and I'm not sure what's doing it, to be honest. But it's been happening with all these like big terrain pieces I've been trying to print. Yeah, sometimes starting over is easier. I agree. But like that's really cool, right? Like having a bunch of those, like your guys could hide between and like run between and stuff, would be great. But I've been having this error, and I don't know where it's from. I had one problem with my printer, where it was misaligned. I hadn't aligned it after so many prints, so it was it printed misaligned, and that's where I had a partially failed print. So I've had, I guess, probably the most failed prints this week out of any time having it, really. So I had one where stuff was misaligned, and I had one where basically, due to the design of the print, it trapped liquid resin in the print, I thought I had hollowed it out, but apparently I hadn't. So it trapped liquid resin inside. I would prefer not to like print these in full solid resin, right? Like, but getting this weird bulging on the bottom. I don't know if printing it in solid resin would fix it. I really don't know. But yeah, it's very frustrating. I really am trying to figure out how to print some 6mm terrain so I can use it with Adeptus Titanicus or Battletech. But it's very, very frustrating trying to figure it out because I'm just not sure where it's coming from. So, but some stuff that did print out really nice. One of the ladies that works at one of the local hobby shops asked if I could print her out a bust. So I printed this out for her. There's a little bit of nub cleanup that's needed here and there, just because some of the supports were a little tough. You can see it there, like on the back of the hair and stuff. So she'll have to figure those out, but it came out really nice, right? Like, anytime I print this kind of stuff, I've had zero problems with my printer. These are her swords, by the way. They like peg into her hands there. But I've had zero problems with anything like this. Which is really nice, right? Like, it's just really good. And it just comes out beautifully. But anytime I try to do terrain, I have nothing but issues. And I really don't know why. And it's really frustrating. So, yeah. So, like, look at, one of my friends is interested in some vehicles for Battletech. So I've been printing a couple off as, like, tests. So this is some kind of, like, recovery vehicle. So, like, you know, if a mech was dead kind of thing, right, this would come and pick them up. And I thought that was a really cool idea to have on the battlefield. But, like, that printed beautifully, right? Oh, these are my Canopus colors. I'm playing around with those. I don't know if I like them yet, but playing around with them. I want some Canopus, guys. Canopus is like my favorite city. Print out this, like, massive, like, just death tank. I think this thing's way too big. I don't think it's supposed to print out this big. But this was the standard size on it. And it's got a removable turret, which is really cool. And it's got alternate turrets. And this one's a missile pod. So, like, it's pretty cool. I don't know if it's supposed to be this big, but this was the standard size. So I was like, okay, we'll give it a shot, see how it does. And it printed out pretty big. Maybe it's supposed to be like a mega unit, because those exist in Battletech, but I really don't know. We've got another little cutie patootie recovery vehicle, which I thought was really cool. He's really cute. This little guy. And then I printed out a bunch of civilian vehicles. So, little semis, some buses, some more semis, some more buses. I just thought they'd be cool to have, like, parked around on the battlefield. All these little civilian vehicles. There's a big double-decker bus. And there's another bus. I just thought they'd be cool since I've got, like, civilian buildings. I thought it'd be cool to have some civilian vehicles. And then these I printed out for Adeptus Titanicus. Screwed this one up a little bit, actually. There's still some runner in there. And these are like saw blades, so instead of, like, see how this guy has this, like, chainsaw fist? Instead of that, he could have this, which is just infinitely more badass looking. So I printed a pair of these out, so I thought it would be cool to have one on each side, like Choppy McChopperson, and then the arms to go with it. So I think this goes like this, I think. No, maybe this goes in here. Yeah, that looks right. And then this. Let's go in there. Yep, there we go. That looks right. Alright. And then this plugs to here, I guess. Like that. Alright. So I'm gonna get those all glued up. And then so like chainsaw arm. Alright, just like cool as shit. Since they're multi-parts like this, you can bend them around, which is really nice. Alright, but like how legit and fucking cool is that? That's like the most badass thing ever. So yeah, they're really cool. So I printed myself up a set of those. I was gonna use them for the next Reaver. All these files, everything you see here, by the way, has all been free, which is really nice. This is all free stuff. Even this building was free. The bust was not, but my friend sent me that to print for her. So, speaking of more cool free stuff, let's check out. So my friend, my coworker friend, I guess. Words are hard right now, okay? He really likes Pokemon, and his family really likes Pokemon. So I printed him and his family up a set of EVs to all paint together. So I'm gonna, these are still a little tacky, they need a little more time curing. But I'm gonna prime them and give him a whole set of EVs for his whole family to paint. So they all will get an EV. I might put them on a base too for him. But yeah, I just thought it would be cool. Me and him talk about Pokemon at work a lot. He's got a daughter and a son. Hello. It's going. It's going. It's really going. Yeah. I kind of don't want to exist today, but here I am. Existing still, unfortunately. So, yeah. So I printed my friend up, my coworker friend up, this set of EVs. It's probably really hard to see on the camera. Their faces look a little blank probably, but they actually have faint eye detail in there that you'll totally be able to paint in really nicely. So they should look pretty baller. I don't know. I just thought it'd be a fun thing for him and his kids to do. So I printed those up for him. Alright, and now you can take a look at my disgustingly fucked up cure plate, and 2, all this fucking nonsense. Yeah, this thing is like 8 kinds of fucked up. By the way, when you get this, it's got a piece of paper on it. Take the piece of paper off, or else when your resin runs, it'll melt into the paper and get really disgusting and be almost impossible to take off. So, yeah. Don't wind up like I did. Because if this was the clear plastic, it would be a trillion times easier to clean. But I fucked it up by leaving the paper on there, and I didn't know. And now you know. And knowing is half the battle. There we go. Okay. Alright. Let's look at all this little nonsense here. Alright, so my friend is interested in a bunch of little military vehicles and stuff for Battletech. So I wanted to print some out as a test to see what's good and what's not, kind of thing. So he's interested in these little troopers, which are pretty cool. They've got some nubs on there still. There's one on like a little bike. There's one on a little truck. Not truck. a two-wheel truck, a motorcycle. Here's a piece of artillery cannonry. And all these, they all came from CG Trader. There's a guy, and they're all free again, which is pretty sweet. There's a guy, this little trooper, and the really neat thing about this set from CG Trader, one, there's some runners still on here I need to get off, but okay, well, I just broke that one in half. These things are very tiny. But the really neat thing is there's actually multiple kinds in this file. So there's ones with round bases and ones with square bases, and the ones with square bases look a little more realistic, I think. Or they're supposed to. But yeah, they're pretty cool. Neat little troops. I don't think troops are for me in Battletech. I think they're one of those things that here's a couple more troops, I'm going to pass on, right? They're just a little too fiddly. They have a bunch of little runners here and there. Not a big fan of that, but that's the auto runner from the printer, so. But yeah, like here's a good one, just see. Yeah, I think these, come on. I think the ones with the square bases are a little more realistic. And I think the ones with the round bases are a little more like cartoony. But you can see the detail on the ones with the round bases a little bit better, so. And they need some cleanup. There's a more realistic bike. But yeah, they're pretty cool. I think they didn't print terribly. I do think they're going to have a little bit of runner cleanup, which, I'll be super honest, I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze there. There's a lot of options. But I'll show it to my friend, see what he says. See if he wants some. I'll print them up for him. But the star of some of these 3D printed vehicles, some of the tanks. So when you 3D print things that have a hole in them, the hole will sort of like expand too much if you don't put something in it. So a lot of when you see like 3D printing companies and stuff, 3D print stuff out, when they're curing their stuff, they actually have like a dowel that goes on all the holes. If you want to do that, just use the other piece. Like, put that in there and then cure it, and then take it apart and cure it like that, and it's fine. But you can see I didn't do that, so like the peg doesn't fit into the top of the tank. But honestly, I'm going to magnetize this anyway. I think it's supposed to go like that. Yeah. No, it's got to go like that, right? Yeah, I'm actually not sure how it's supposed to go. But it's really cool. You can see the little guns. You can see the rocket pods. It's got the two tank turrets, like it's one of the tanks from Gundam. No, it's got to go like that. It's got to. But yeah, it's really cool. It's nice size, right? Because this is like a heavy battle tank. Oh, sorry, I'm off the screen. It's like a heavy battle tank against the mech, so it's really cool. But the real winners for me were these little vehicles. So this is an APC. Still got little bits here and there. From the file with all the troops, just off CG Trader. And it's just an adorable little APC. It's way more detailed than any of the other vehicles in there. In the pack, I have no idea what it's doing in the pack, but it's really nice. Just super cool file. And then there's a version without a gun in case you want one without a gun. Which is pretty cool. And then I found these guys who were also a free file, and they're like just the cutest little patootie like armored trucks, right? They're like a Humvee +1, and they have tons of little detail, and they're just adorable and like the best. So I'm gonna plop that on a base, and it's gonna be awesome, right? It's gonna be like beep beep. That's so cool. And and if you really want, you can print out the alternate, which has a turret that you can glue on. How cool is that? It's cool, isn't it? Yeah, it's really cool. I like that a lot. So these little vehicles are really nice, and they printed out really well. You still see they're a little glossy. They're not like 100% cured yet. That's why they're still slightly glossy. So they need some more time curing. But yeah, lots of cool, like, just little Battletech vehicles. If I could get the terrain problem solved, I would be much happier. I have... Ugh. Sorry, I have crap all over the floor because right before I was streaming, I knocked a bunch of stuff over and then I didn't want to pick it up yet. I'll pick it up when I'm done. But yeah, so these are a little fucked up still. But they're the full-size printed versions of the stuff I showed off last week. So I think I'm going to try curing some of this, like, more curing this today. This is the one that printed, you can see it's picking up some of the paper towel. But this is the one that printed slightly crooked, so. But I think these are fine once I give them a wash. I think I can cure them and try to straighten them out. But we'll see, we'll see. I got those still, and I have more from this same set. I got all these off Mini Factory. My Mini Factory. I got all of those for like $5. If I can get them to print, it'll be worth it. Because I've done many. I've probably used an entire bottle of resin so far, trying to get these things to print. But I feel like if this is one of those things that I can like figure out, like, it'll be worth the energy to figure out how to do it right, if that makes sense. Because I've had nothing but troubles printing terrain. So if I can get that to work, I think, like, it'll pay, like, dividends, right? Like, the effort I'm putting in to do it, I think will. But just gotta get it to work first. But right now, just trying to get some buildings so I can play some games. Yeah, so that's all my hobby stuff that I've been doing. I was feeling pretty good until yesterday, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And I've got. Oh, I can show these off too. I've got the Death Troopers, all primed. They're gonna be my hobby painting entry. So I'm trying to make them a little display board out of a couple different things. I've got them and Krennic, and they're sort of gonna go in like a little display board. And that will be my hobby painting entry for the West Side painting contest. But yeah. Yeah. So lots of little stuff. I've been printing. Lots of little stuff I've been printing. Just pretty cool. And just, I don't know. All the little stuff comes out really well, and it's really nice. It's what I've been trying to do, the bigger terrain stuff, that has been having trouble. And that's kind of really annoying, to be honest. Because I'm really not sure how to fix it. Like, I just am not sure. But trying to figure it out, you know, because once I can get the like secrets of terrain to work, I really think, like, you know, the 3D printing world will be my oyster then, I guess. That makes sense. Let's set those up to cure for a little bit more. Alright, so let's... I am all over the place. I am so sorry. I am not entertaining today at all. I really just wanted to do some kind of stream. It's probably not very entertaining. I probably shouldn't stream at all, to be honest. But I wanted to do something. So let's... I wanted to look at... Yeah, let's look at this. Okay. So, this should be showing the computer screen now. Let's double check that. Alright, cool. We are. Okay. So, no, I don't want to look at... that tiger's really cool, but no. Okay. Come on. Come on back here. Thank you. So... little bit of history background. Warhammer, the old world, comes out. Let me accept the cookies so this goes away. Warhammer, the old world comes out. Has a bunch of different editions, and then Games Workshop basically throws it in the garbage. So when that happens, a company called Mantic pops up. And they start producing a game called Kings of War, which is intended to fill that same role that Warhammer Fantasy filled. All right, now all this is before my time playing tabletop games. However, people liked the Mantic stuff enough that they wanted essentially like a 40K version of it. So Mantic came up with this. So this is Firefight. This is essentially a slightly larger version of their other game called Dead Zone. Now, Dead Zone is the game that I originally wanted to play, like many years ago, back in Maryland. But no one wanted to play it with me. And they just put out a new version of it, and I'll be super honest, I've been kind of waiting for it to show up on Amazon, because I'm going to buy it. But this just went up on pre-order this weekend. This is their slightly bigger version of Dead Zone. So this is Dead Zone plus like vehicles and stuff, which is pretty cool. So I'm debating picking up some stuff for it. The starter set's pretty sweet. It's got weird orcs. It's got weird orcs on one side, and it's got so they're pretty cool. They're like commando kind of guys. God, the Mantic website seriously is fucking terrible. They're like commandos, and they got some like cool armor and stuff. And the other side is these like weird like super soldier guys. And there's all the books and stuff. And that's pretty cool. But probably the coolest thing they're doing for it are these like army bundles. So they're doing like these like army packs for the different factions, which are pretty cool. And these are what got me looking at it, because The starter set's okay, but I'm not really into it. I don't really like the humans. And like the weird white armor, not a big fan of that. But I like these army bundles, they're really neat. I was taking a look at some of these. So this is the like the Ratman one. So they're pretty cool. The thing about Mantic is that the models are very nice, but they're not GW nice or Atomic Mass Games nice. They're a little closer to like, they're like a step down, but they're still really cool. So you got the cool wheels, you got the tunneler, you got some cool stuff. But yeah, these are really cool. I was looking at these. So there's and the really neat thing is they're on sale if you get them from a different website. So I was thinking about picking up one or two of these. So this is the like Plague. This is their like zombie monster faction, which is pretty cool. That guy's got a weird cod piece. He's like screaming. But I'm always a fan of like zombies and body horror stuff, so I thought they looked really cool. Oh, no, let's go back. And they have like zombie dogs, which I thought was cool. But yeah, they looked really cool. They have this weird zombie truck. That guy's just really angry. But they're pretty cool, and you get like just a fucking metric fuck ton of minis, which is really neat. And then this is the other one I thought was really neat. So these are just like the generic troops, but they have these cool power suits. I couldn't sleep last night, so I might have bought one of these power suits on Amazon. I'm not gonna lie. They got this cool truck. There's one of the cool power suits. Yeah, I might have bought one of those on Amazon last night. I couldn't sleep at all last night, so yeah, I was shopping on Amazon. That's why I was looking at all this stuff last night. And the last one I thought was cool was these guys. These are like the Forge Fathers. These models I think are a little bit older, Mantic, right? So like, I think they're like space dwarves. That's the impression I get. They're a little bit older, a little bit clunkier, but they're still pretty boss, right? Like, look how stupid that is. It's so good. It's just like a stupid walking egg. Like, it's cool though. I like it. I swapped it to euros. But yeah, there's those cool with the orcs. They've got like a neat jet thing, which is pretty cool. The orcs are cool, but I like my GW orcs a lot, so I don't think I want more orcs right now. And then this is the Dead Zone stuff, but this stuff is never actually fucking in stock. Which is really obnoxious. I've been trying to get a hold of this for a while. This came out last year. So this faction is like the human troopers and the rats. Right? So there's the lady standing on the corpse. It's that really cool big rat guy. He's got some more rat guys. Oop. You got some dice. You get some really cool terrain. Yeah, I've been trying to get a hold of one of these. They're just fucking sold out everywhere, or they're scalped to shit. And it's like, I really don't want to pay scalper prices, right? But they're cool, right? So yeah, that's about it for news. I don't know why I'm talking about news. I don't even know what I'm doing today. I apologize. Man, I'm fucked up today. But it's all good. Yeah, there were some Tyranid updates that were really cool. what? If we're doing news, fuck it. Let's go look at all the cool shit. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care about any of your crap. There we go. Let's look at some cool shit since we're doing this. The new Kill Team box. Jesus Christ. It's really expensive. It's really expensive. Alright, so we want to look at this. And we want to look at this. So this is the new Tyranid model they're putting out for 40K. It's a really cool model. I'm probably not going to buy him at release, but I'm definitely going to buy him. He's just really cool. He's got a cool kind of gribbly, gross look to him. But I'm not really playing 40K right now just because of all the weirdness with the codexes. I'm kind of playing lots of other stuff. So if I picked this guy up, I would probably just use him for Stargrave, to be honest. He would just become some kind of named boss monster in Stargrave. But really cool mini nonetheless. That's whatever he does. He has some neat rules, but I don't trust the rules. And then this is the combat patrol for the Tyranids, which is really cool. It's just a shit ton of troops, which is actually very nice. So if you want to do just a gigantic swarm, you could. So yeah. So I'll probably pick both those up at some point, but when they come out. But right now, the main thing I'm looking at is the firefight stuff. But we'll see. We'll see. The firefight stuff, even if you pre-order, it doesn't actually come out until the end of April, so it doesn't matter. That's pretty much it for news. Kill Team came out. It's too fucking expensive. For what you get. And this week, pre-orders suck. Sorry. I am so out of energy. I apologize. I'm gonna stop streaming because I'm looking at the internet now on stream. What the fuck is that even, right? That's fucking terrible. But yeah. So at least some of the 3D printed stuff came out good, and I'll get the buildings figured out. I've got faith. I got it figured out. But we're just not there yet. But I'll get there. But I'm going to call it there. In a little bit, I'm going to drive down to town and give this to my friend. So she's got it. And yeah. That's it for me. Hopefully we'll be back. Stop looking. Stop looking at what? The internet? Probably. Just looking at the internet. That's what we're doing now. So yeah. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna end the stream. I'll probably delete this stream because fuck it. Yeah. Keep on keeping on.